Welcome
to...
Oh, I was supposed to look. Welcome
to
Those Two Chicks with a Podcast. Listen, it's cloudy outside, so I have no light from the other window, and I have very gross shadows on my face, and don't any of you fucking judge me.
I'm probably really
because I'm gonna find you.
I was rocking the baby, and he was blowing bubbles, so I don't...
Yeah, well, my daughter right now thinks it's funny to spit. And she'll go, and she'll just spit at you.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
She's an alpaca.
Yeah.
The harhaka. Uh-oh.
Don't ever say that.
Uh-oh.
He didn't spit. He just goes, yeah.
I saw she won a bike.
She won a bike, yeah.
What were you doing?
Okay, listen. I was also low-key annoyed. No, I'm not going to say that because someone's probably going to listen who, knows the people who did it. Uh-huh. I'm grateful for it. But it was supposed to start at 10, but so we got there at 9:45 because I was like, I'm winning a motherfucking bike for my kids. Mm-hmm. But he was like, yep, they're already out there. There was already people winning bikes. It was a scavenger hunt, and you had to find the flags. Oh. So we couldn't get one for Lincoln.
Aww.
So he was really bummed.
Yeah.
But he also has a bike at home, so.
Oh, okay.
So really, I should. I think it was the competitiveness in me who was like, I can't push any kids down. They've already found the flags. But, Lila got a bike. So she got a bike, and then Lincoln started Taekwondo this week.
Oh.
Loved it.
Oh, good.
It's only like a 30-minute class, but I swear 15 minutes of it, the guy was talking about how you need to have self-discipline and listen to your parents, and I was like, this is going to be a great thing for him. I
know a few kids that have done Taekwondo, and they love it.
Yeah, he had so much fun, and he's super, I know this is silly, but he's super into ninjas, so he feels like he's a ninja, and it's a great workout. And,
right. Well, it's one of those things, I think it's hard to put a kid in a sport if they're not sport kids. To tell them, you're going to go play soccer, and the opposite is you run around. Because they don't get soccer yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Taekwondo's not really a running
Lincoln
sport,
hated soccer.
Jumping and kicking.
Yeah, and Lincoln was horrible with soccer. He cried the whole time, so we only went once. We spent $90 on it, but Oh, we went twice, but it didn't go well. So I think Taekwondo is going to be more his speed.
Nice.
And, I know it's silly. People think it's a silly sport, but it's hard.
It's hard.
I think it's going to be good for him.
I've been to a couple of Taekwondo competitions. And...
Have you taken Cal to Taekwondo yet?
No.
He's too busy with his business meetings. He's running a Fortune 500 company. He's busy.
For those that don't know, my baby looks like Boss Baby.
He's a boss baby.
And he has, a very serious face.
Not all the time, but just...
He's a very smiley baby, but then there's times he's like...
When he's serious, he's like... He
means it.
I'm literally trying to run a meeting right now, and you brought my coffee, and it's 2 degrees colder than what I wanted. You're fired! He's that kind of baby.
He is. Yeah. He is. He's a very serious baby.
Yeah, he's going to take over the world, probably.
Probably.
And Lincoln will help him with Taekwondo. He's the brains, and Lincoln will be the brawn. Brawn. Mm-hmm. 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 Fun facts with Emma.
Welcome to Fun Facts with Emma. So, this is actually super short, but it was just these are kind of fun facts. So, you can bring these up in average conversation. I know last week's, corn episode, you're going to need, a good half hour.
I was writing the description for this episode, and I was like, I wonder what people are going to think. They're talking about the history of corn, but you had to give it a chance. It was really interesting.
But this one's, pull up a fun fact to a bank teller or I don't know.
I hate talking to bank tellers.
A grocery store clerk.
Okay, maybe
you could tell them
a
fun fact.
Yeah.
So this is just a fun from TikTok. I think the name is Sambucha. We'll give him credit there. But anyway, it is the real names of fictional characters.
Oh,
some of them I knew, and some of them I had no clue.
I don't think I know any.
So, Barbie.
Okay.
Do you know what her real name is?
Barbara.
Yes.
Oh.
But it's Barbara Millicent Roberts.
Oh.
And it's actually named after the co-creator's daughter.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And then Barbie's boyfriend, I think.
Kenneth.
His name is Kenneth Carson.
Oh, what the fuck?
I know, Kenneth Carson. And it's named after the co-creator's son, which is a little weird.
Did they get married?
I don't No, I don't think so. But I feel like if you're going to name them, like...
Wait, hold on, it was the same person's son and daughter?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they named it Barbie and Ken. But here's the thing. Were they always meant to be, like, an item?
I'm so sorry, because I said, did they get married? But I thought it was, like, the two creators had kids, and, like... But it's just the one.
The creator, co-creators.
Well, I don't recommend that, because then you'll have a harhaka. With fleshy little hooves. So, hard pass.
But were they always meant to be
I
married?
feel like they... Well, you know what? I don't know. We'll have to see the new Barbie movie, because I wonder how that dynamic's going to play out.
Oh.
But I feel like... I think it was just Barbie and Ken, and I think people just put them together.
I mean, they were married when I played, so...
I know. But I guess I don't really know the lore of Barbie and Ken.
I don't either. That
like,
should be
were they just supposed
fact.
to be friends, but kids just, like, played house with them, and then it
That's what
happened?
I was wondering, because then it wouldn't be so creepy.
I think
the co-creators were like, here's Barbie and her friend Ken. But I feel like that's just, like, of all the names in the world, that would be like my parents created dolls, and it was Emma and Zach. That'd be gross. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that would be kind of fucked. You're a little fucked up.
I don't want to play house with my brother. Like, that's just gross.
Yeah, no, that's kind of weird.
So the Twitter bird.
Has a name?
Has a name.
Tweety?
No, Larry.
What?
Named after Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Who's that again? Is he a writer?
No, I think he's a basketball player.
Oh, I was way off.
Wait, let me Google. All right, Larry Bird is a former professional basketball player.
Why did I think that was a writer?
I don't know.
My second thought was communist.
But anyway, the Twitter bird, his name is Larry.
Larry, well.
And so, you know the Quaker Oats?
Okay, the guy?
Yeah, what's his name?
Well, if I had to name him...
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, I don't know. He'd be like a George to me.
His name's also Larry.
What?
Larry.
Why? What? He doesn't even look like a Larry.
That just doesn't seem like that kind of time period name.
No.
For
that's what I was thinking, like a George Washington.
Right, something, or...
Bartholomew or something.
I don't know, William.
Larry.
Okay, the next one. Monopoly. The guy has a name.
Is it Montgomery?
No.
Oh.
So close. His name is Milburn Pennybags.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah, but then guess what? The guy that's in the cell in Monopoly also has a name.
Okay.
What's his name?
Montgomery?
No, Jake.
What?
I know. And
from State Farm?
Yeah. He's in jail. And then the last one, there's the police officer in Monopoly. Mm-hmm. Guess what his name is?
Larry?
No. Oh. Officer Edgar Mallory.
What?
I don't know. So you have Milburn Pennybags, Jake, and then Officer Edgar Mallory.
Who's naming these people?
I don't know.
Who are you people?
And then the next one here, Cookie Monster.
Isn't he Cookie Monster?
No, apparently later. I don't know what year it was.
Later? You can't name someone later.
No, like they came out with like what his name actually was.
Oh.
But he goes by Cookie Monster. That's like his nickname, but that's not his name.
I keep wanting to say Larry, but I know that's not the case. Or Montgomery.
Also Larry?
Is it because Montgomery's a street on Monopoly?
You know what? I think it is.
Like, why do I keep thinking Montgomery in my head?
I don't know, but I feel like that might be it.
Okay.
But no.
Okay, is his name Jake?
No, it's actually Sydney or Sid. But he goes by Cookie Monster.
What? Interesting.
I know. Okay. The next one, Woody from Toy Story. His first name is Woody, but he does have a last name that was confirmed in Toy Story 3.
Oh, fuck. I just watched Toy Story 2 yesterday, and I was trying to think of Woody's Roundup. Come on, time to play. Bullseye, he's Woody's horse.
I'd be Stinky Pete.
Yeah, like, you would be Stinky Pete. I think we'd both be Stinky Pete. We'd be the Stinky Pete sisters.
My son would be Stinky Pete. He smells.
So would Lila. Or Lincoln. Shit. Woody Nelson. Not Woody. I give up.
Pride.
Woody Pride?
Woody Pride. Yeehaw.
Wow, okay, so where is that confirmed in Toy Story 3?
I don't know. In Toy Story 3.
Don't ask questions that I didn't fucking research, Jordan.
I don't know. I mean, Toy Story 3...
Well, I'm just trying to think. I've watched Toy Story 3 so many times, I'm trying to think.
They go to the daycare.
Uh-huh.
They go to the incinerator.
Sheriff Woody Pride. I don't remember the bear saying anything like that.
Maybe the bear had, like, info.
Maybe...
I'm not a huge fan of Toy Story 3. It kind of made me sad.
It was a sad movie.
It was like, especially in the incinerator.
Shit,
like, oh
that's going to bug me. We're going to Google it later.
Yeah. Okay, we have 2 more.
Okay.
Mr. Peanuts from the Peanut
I really thought you were about to say Mr. Penis.
No, that's a different guy. Mr. Peanuts.
Mr. Peanut.
Has a name.
Did I tell you Lila was eating peanut M&Ms and she said, why is there penis in this? But anyway, I don't know. What's his name?
His name is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald
Did I not
Smythe.
say Bartholomew earlier?
You did.
And I get the peanut guy and the one guy mixed up because...
You get the peanut guy and the what?
What was that?
The computer.
Oh, the Monopoly guy. Because they have monocles.
I thought remember we had the...
They don't?
The Monopoly guy doesn't. Remember that was a Mandela effect?
Yes.
That we think he has.
Okay, right. That must be why I get them.
Maybe because we both have top hats.
Or I just had a lucky guess. I don't know. In my head, I'm like, oh, you knew it, but...
But anyway, this Mr. Peanuts, he was named this after a contest winner in 1916. And that's the name that they came up with.
I would love to see other suggestions.
I know, me too.
But, you know.
And then the last one here, Winnie the Pooh.
Winifred.
No.
Oh.
Okay, sorry, this one's different. He had a different name originally, and then he goes by Winnie the Pooh. But he had an original name before.
I don't know.
Edward Bear, named after the author's son.
Oh.
I know.
Good thing they changed it.
They're like, deep in the 100-acre woods. Edward the Bear.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck?
I'd rather my Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Those are your fun facts. Wow. They're just different.
Those were fun.
But they're quick. Flashcard quick. You're like, wait, hold
on.
on.
Did you know the Peanut's name's Bartholomew? And they'll be like, I'm sorry, what?
They're like,
who? Mr. Penis? Mr. Penis' name? Yeah, no, those were really good.
Thank you.
Are you ready for mine?
I am.
And this is, what did Jordan find online?
What is it this time?
Welcome to What Did Jordan Find Online?
What did you find
online? This fucked me up. I found a couple of things.
Yes.
First, I want to show you a funny one that I found just last night while I was in bed scrolling because it made me laugh so hard. And I don't know if it's because I was just tired. Have you heard the rumor that people think Kanye West is a clone right now?
Yes, I have heard that.
So, I'll just show you, like, the pictures. His face does look a little different, but I think he's just aged. Anyway, the whole conspiracy theory isn't what's funny to me. It was the comments. So, obviously, the, like, typical one is, like, that's not Kanye West, that's Kanye East. But the one that killed me, well, it was, like, midnight last night. And I thought it was going to be, like, I opened the comments, I was like, oh, this is going to be some serious, like, sleuthing, or, like, people are going to try to figure out what's going on. No. The first comment says, that ain't Kanye, that's Cayenne. And I saw that. And then I saw that and that killed me. And then this is the picture, like, looking at me.
Oh, God.
Like, that's Cayenne. And I don't know, it just made me laugh really hard.
Oh, that's funny.
But that's not the true one. So, that's fucked me up.
Oh.
Like, bad, guys.
Like you're not sleeping at night?
Well, not quite that, but, like...
Oh, okay.
It's messed up my routine.
7 days ago, we bought some fertile eggs from Trader Joe's to see if any would hatch.
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so we cracked the egg from Trader Joe's, and there it is. The little bullseyes right there. Can you see it? That means it's a fertilized egg. And it it can possibly grow into a chick.
So,
But
this lady... Oh, hold on. Where's the one? This lady. This lady actually hatched them. I know, they're adorable. They're so cute. So, the thing is that I guess sometimes some hens will get in the mix. Oh. And in the grocery store, there are fertilized eggs. Like, you have probably been unknowingly eaten fertilized eggs. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's not like the whole, like, I have heard of some horror stories where people crack an egg and they actually see, like, the fetus. But I just never thought about it. Well, yesterday, so I saw this, like, a week ago. Mm-hmm. And then I always eat the crack an egg things for breakfast. Like, that's my shit. You know those little cups? And you just put the egg in it?
Yeah.
So this was just kind of in the back of my mind. I wasn't really thinking about it. I made my eggs really quick yesterday. Mm-hmm. And then I saw a white dot with a bullseye. But I was like... oh, whatever, like, they said it was, like, a certain kind of thing, and this isn't it. Like, that's fine. And so I mixed my eggs, but I couldn't eat the whole thing because I just felt wrong about it. Mm. And then I went back and watched the video again, and that means it's fertilized if it has a bullseye. And I thought it was the other way around, like, if it was just, like, something else. So I probably ate a fertilized egg yesterday. Oh. So this fucked me up, and I just want to know if anybody else can't eat eggs anymore after they saw this video go viral on TikTok.
I want to, like, talk to an egg expert.
We need an expert.
We do.
We need an expert.
Because I don't know much about eggs, and that's the only thing. It's like when you find TikTok videos...
you don't know if it's true or not.
Right, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what if it...
I did Google...
something else?
I Googled.
Like, how often does this happen?
I don't know.
I feel like egg farms, or, like, they wouldn't mix up that many.
How can they tell, though? Because it's in a shell.
Right, but I feel like, wouldn't they keep, like... your eggs separate?
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. Because do they kind of... no, they don't look alike. But, like, I looked it up, and it is, like, the bullseye is if it's fertile.
Right.
I have to send you this picture. I'll have to screenshot that. And I don't know, that just really fucked me up. And now I'm like, how often in my life have I been eating fertilized eggs?
I don't know.
Extra protein, probably.
Probably.
But that makes me so sick to my stomach, and now I don't know if I can eat eggs the same way ever again.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Maybe we should try to hatch some chickens.
Just see what happens.
I kind of want to try it as an experiment and see if any come out.
You need, like, an incubator.
Eggs are getting cheaper now, so...
yeah.
It is kind of a cheap way to get yourself some chickens. You know?
I don't know. Is that, like, more like a lottery? Like, what if you just kept...
I would go with those odds. I would try it.
All right.
I would try it.
I don't know if this keeps me from eating eggs still.
I don't know. It kind of made my stomach hurt yesterday when I was trying to eat it. I was like, whoa.
No, I think if I just don't think about it. But I think
But that's me with my anxiety. I'm like, can't think about that, and I'll think about it constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like that's kind of the same with anything.
That's true.
Because if you eat meat or if you eat anything, like, well...
yeah, I can't. I can't think about meat.
Else.
And Lincoln brings that up a lot, and it fucks with me.
Oh.
Like, he's like, yeah, they kill a cow to get this. And I'm like, okay, we don't have to talk about it.
Kids,
because they're so cute. They're so cute.
Are. I want an egg expert now. I want to see, like, how
hit us up if
happen?
You're an expert.
Yeah.
If you know.
Because, like, I could see this happening as, like, oh, my gosh, this just happened.
Yeah.
But, like, how often?
Do you want me to Google?
Yeah.
Okay. %13 of eggs are fertilized.
All right.
Which isn't, like, crazy.
No.
But that's a little high for me, for my liking.
Well, 13 out of, like, I don't know.
Billions of eggs.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering, like, how often...
But just let me know if that fucked with anybody else's stomach, because I love eggs.
I do
eggs,
too.
Eggs. I love them.
I like eggs.
So, I don't know, that fucked me up. Then my other thing that I found online, which I'm not going to go super into, you guys, because I have gone down a fucking rabbit hole with this. Like, it's insane. So, where's the news article? There was a UFO crash in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I can just tell you guys about it, and I'll give you the article.
Okay.
So, there's police cam footage. A police officer did see something fall from the sky.
Okay.
But this family calls 911 panicking. They're like, hey, we saw a light fall, or like something falling from the sky, and we all felt like a crash in the ground. And we have a large backyard, and in the backyard we saw like 8-foot beings. And they said they were kind of green and had large eyes, and they were like hiding from them and then like ran away, essentially.
I'm sorry. I would never find an 8-foot being hiding. They're just like this.
They said they were like peeking just in the field, like, they can't see us.
It's like baby laughing.
And someone was like, it's like, why would they be hiding so shittily? These are like smart beings, obviously, if they're like traveling. Like, why are they like just peeking at you or whatever? Like, why wouldn't they have some sort? And someone was like, maybe their eyes don't work like ours, so they thought that we couldn't see them, but we could because they like don't know about our eyes or whatever. And I was like, what? But that made me laugh even harder because I was like, what if they're standing there thinking that you can't see them? And they're literally just like looking at each other?
Like these idiots.
But these, like,
see us.
There's, we'll put in some police cam footage of it, and the people seem genuinely freaked out.
Okay.
But I don't know. It keeps there's a lot of chatter about it.
Right.
Some people are like, oh, the guy did post footage, but it had to get taken down. And like, I went to a couple links where people said this was the footage, and it was down. Oh. Which was interesting, but it also could have been just like a broken link that people were like, yeah, this was it. You know, like, or someone could have posted a fucking random video of their grandma and then deleted it. You know, like, dumb. But, and the guy, like, supposedly posted on TikTok later saying he was, like, freaked out and he just wants everyone to leave him alone.
No, it's one of those things again.
So, we don't really know. But the reason why I'm not going to go super into it this week is because next week I want to talk a little bit more about what's going on government-wise and all the interviews that have been happening. Mm-hmm. There's a former intelligence agent who had an interview discussing, what do they call them now? UPAs or whatever?
Yep.
Or no.
Was it UPAs or is it?
No. Unidentified aerial UAPs.
Oh, that was it. Yep.
And you get my letters mixed up. And the big like bombshell to me is that these beings might not be from another planet. They just might be from our planet in a different dimension. And they figured out how to travel through like parallel universes and stuff. Wouldn't that make sense?
That's a different twist than
Wouldn't that make more sense? Because these things just appear and disappear really quick.
Right.
And it's like we have no idea where they're going. They're saying they're under the fucking ocean. Yeah. You know, and they don't really see a lot coming in from space. They're just already here.
That would make a lot more sense.
Isn't that nuts?
I would actually believe that one a little bit more.
Right.
Because we talk about, like, galaxies or different planets that they could be on. But then you talk about, like, I'm quoting a movie here, but, like, Interstellar. Like, that showed how time is.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are they doing this so quickly?
Yeah, or they said, like,
put that in there.
What if they're humans that are time traveling?
Right.
But this guy, and I'll cover his whole interview next week, so it won't be anything like funny. I kind of want to focus on this. But he's talking about how the government has been in contact with these non-human intelligences for decades. And there's actually like a Cold War going on where they're trying to recreate the crafts. Oh. And we just don't know about it.
Okay.
And that the government is working on having like I don't want to say like a press conference, but they're going to be releasing information because people are fed up. Like, people want to know what's going on.
Right.
And I think it's going to be a big fucking shock. I think it's going to rock the whole world because really, like, I feel like a lot of people will even go back to their religion on that if they figure out that there's other beings or like other dimensions or like, you know, that's insane.
That is insane.
So it's just crazy. Like, it gives me goosebumps because it's just like, crazy. But
it's different. I like it.
Yeah, I want to go into it next week. Yeah. So.
All right.
I was going to say if you guys want me to, but I'm doing it no matter what. So.
We don't care.
Fuck that. But yeah, so like we were saying, we're going to do crazy amusement park stories.
Yeah. All right, so theme parks.
Okay.
It's a kind of a wild card with theme parks.
Yeah.
So there's not like a theme. Well, kind of.
It's kind of just weird theme park stories. It was the idea we came up with, which is so random.
So I'm going to tell you about Kings Island.
Okay.
Ooh. So Kings Kings Island Amusement Park is located in Mason, Ohio.
Which, is that very far?
No. Like from us? Or... No.
From us. No. It sounded like a race car going by. No.
I'll insert one.
It's because you're wearing those Lightning McQueen Crocs. No. Super speed.
It's like northeast of Cincinnati.
Oh, so it really isn't.
No.
I don't know. Ohio's a long fucking state. I don't know.
Yeah, so is Indiana.
God. No offense, guys. I know our state's long too, but like at least you don't have to fucking drive through us to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus. Everywhere you go, you got to go through those states, and I'm like.
And Indiana gets me every time because I'll be like, "This is my nap."
It's corn.
It's my nap state.
I can't sleep in the car. It makes me sick.
Oh,
so I have to watch all of it.
You have to watch all the corn.
Yeah, all the corn. Can't look at a tablet. I get sick. Can't sleep. I get sick. I just gotta look at the fucking corn.
That's awful.
Or the corn-colored houses. All it is. God.
So, Kings Island opened to the public on April 29th, 1972. And it was named for the King's Powder Company. And it's 700 acres.
What's King's Powder?
I don't know. Company.
Here we go with the questions again.
It's not in the script.
Sorry.
So, and on this property, it's like tucked away. 700 acres.
Okay.
You have all the rides and attractions. And then tucked away in a corner is an ancient cemetery.
Oh!
That they picked to build here.
Great decor.
Yeah. So the small cemetery dates back to the 1840s and is known as the Dog Street Cemetery.
Ew.
I don't know why. But there are nearly 70 grave sites and only about 50 headstones that still stand to this day.
That's not that small. I was thinking like 10 people.
Yeah.
Like a family?
I don't know what considers to be a small cemetery.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
I feel like cemeteries are huge.
Yeah.
Google it yourself.
I don't know.
So, however, not all the ghosts and hauntings are connected to the cemetery. There are some at this theme park. Most people are like, oh, no wonder it's haunted. There's a cemetery. Right. But not all of them are actually connected. They're just there. They must have passed.
Okay.
So there are rumors of accidental deaths inside the park. And there's said to be reasons for some of these sightings. But there are actually several verifiable deaths within the park.
So sorry.
So I'm going to tell you some of those that they did happen. Some people rumor, like, someone died. And you're like,
yeah.
Okay.
Right. And this is like 70s.
Yes.
Okay.
So here are some of the reports of deaths that have happened.
Like documented.
Yep.
Have happened.
They happened at this park.
Okay.
They're crazy.
Oh, God.
So... in 1976, a 20-year-old safari ranger was mauled to death by a lion after leaving safety of his Jeep. The safari ride operated from 1974 to 1993.
Oh, my God.
I don't think he haunts the place.
What is this, fucking Disney?
I guess,
That's intense.
700 acres. I mean, it's a decent
big.
size.
How many miles is that?
Google
It's okay. I just wanted to fuck with you. I don't know. 3. I don't know. It's definitely more than that.
At least 10.
And then 4. Okay.
So, in 1983, it was also just happened to be Friday the 13th.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. A local high school hosted a grad night for the seniors, which, like, kind of like grad bash. Like yeah. So, and a young
never
man.
Got to do fun shit like that.
They
ran out of the budget once we graduated.
A young man named John Harder was killed after climbing on the restricted areas of the Eiffel Tower.
What?
And he fell to his death down the elevator shaft.
There's an Eiffel Tower there?
I think it's like a little exhibit thing. Okay. But he was climbing on it. It was a restricted area. And he fell.
Does he think he's fucking King Kong or something?
I think so. And so he fell down to his death on the elevator shaft. And another version claims that, like, John was decapitated after being hit by the counterweight of the elevator. And some people are like, kind of gross, but they were like, he was, like, sliced.
Like Final Destination shit.
Yeah.
Lunch meat.
That was the first thing.
Now I can't eat eggs and I can't eat my turkey.
Sorry, we have a deli slicer in our house.
Oh.
I was just thinking about it.
Fuck.
Okay. Another one. This one's crazy.
Okay.
This is just wild. You're going to be like, soap opera. What? That's what you're going to be like. So on June 9th, 1991, a young man named Tim Brenning was with his friends at Oktoberfest near a Viking attraction.
Oh, fun. That sounds
And it
fun.
was hot, and he dipped his hand in the fountain to, like, splash his friends.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there was a short in the electric lighting, and he was electrocuted and fell into the water.
Oh.
His friend, William Heathcote, who went by Eddie. So Eddie tried to save him, but was also electrocuted because that's how that works, obviously. So a security guard saw this and tried to save both of them, but was also electrocuted. Don't laugh, Jordan.
I'm so sorry.
But in the end, both the security guard and Eddie passed away, and Tim barely survived and remained disabled for the rest of his life.
Oh.
On the same day, a woman nearby who was on a ride called the flight commander. I don't know what that flight, I don't know what the thing is.
What was he commanding?
I don't know. Flight commander. So I don't know what that ride is, though.
Yeah.
But they heard the yelling of Tim and all of them happening.
Yeah.
And she was moving around to get a better view. And she came out of her harness and fell to her death.
Oh, my God.
That's 3 people that died.
In one day. In probably like half an hour.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So all of these horrible and sad deaths contribute to a lot of the ghost sightings at the park. And a well-known ghost, now this is kind of connected to the cemetery. A well-known ghost called the little girl in the blue dress is seen by visitors and employees the most.
Yeah.
So not much is known about this girl ghost, but she's about 4 feet tall and wears a blue 19th century dress.
Oh, God.
And she roams the parking lot, the front gate, admissions, and the restaurant areas. Security guards claim to witness her at night, too. And people claim that she may have drowned in the lake that was on the property and was buried there. And there's a grave labeled Missouri Jane Gallinor. I think that's how you say her last name.
Okay.
Who passed away in 1846 at age 5. So they're thinking that's who it was. She drowned in a lake. And because actually one of her favorite places to haunt is the water park area. So they're thinking that's where she's tied to.
Yeah.
But they say she's friendly.
Oh, well,
And
that's
fun
good.
fact,
Yeah.
on top of this, my husband went to Kings Island.
Oh, okay.
He was at the water park. I asked him if it was haunted. He said he doesn't remember.
Oh.
I don't think so. But
Yeah. I
know,
would dress Lila up.
as like the little...
Yeah, and just be like, go run and go behind those people. And then I'll change you really quick.
You know, she would.
She would, too.
would.
She'd go...
She wouldn't question it.
No, not at all. She'd think it's hilarious.
So it's a friendly ghost.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So there's another kid ghost. And this one has a crazy...
Ghosts are the worst.
I hate them.
I know. Hold
hate
on,
'em.
pause. We just cut something out and we're not going to tell you what it was.
I bet you could guess. This one has like a crazy connection story.
Okay.
So there's another kid ghost called Racer Boy, who I guess is seen in all white, weird choice of clothing, and is a very realistic looking child. So I don't know what that really means. I've never seen a ghost, but I'm
imagining like not see-through, like solid and like seems like they're actually there.
So I'm assuming
Not
this is
going
what this
through
little
shit,
boy.
maybe.
Yeah. So he wanders a little too close. He's alone. He wanders too close to the wooden roller coasters.
Oh.
So he gets like way too close. People are like, boy, watch out. And then he disappears. So legend goes that a body of a young boy was found dead on the tracks after falling to his death on the roller coaster. He was like killed by the train cars probably as well. But here's the thing. 2 of the 4 train cars on this roller coaster were originally from a ride in Coney Island called the Shooting Star. And when the Shooting Star closed, they donated to the train cars to the racer coaster. I think that's what they call Racer Boy, because he's on that one.
Oh, okay.
It's a racer
I was like, why
coaster.
is he a racer boy? But
yeah. So 2 of them are originally from Shooting Star in Coney Island, and that's where the boy passed away. So there was an accident at Shooting Star in Coney Island. It killed a young boy, and he must have attached to the train cars themselves.
Yeah.
And when they were added to the racer coaster, he came with it. So he's not even from here.
Dude, that's... he doesn't even go here. That fucks me up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, because remember we talked about how, like,
yeah,
ghosts could just be energy, you know, and, like, his energy could be attached to that train car.
That killed
and he's
him
just,
in
like,
Coney
repeating
Island.
things. Ooh!
I know.
That freaks me out.
I know.
Yikes.
Because that has to be terrifying, like, going to a roller coaster and you see, like, a realistic
I'd be freaking the fuck
young
out.
boy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, that's a ghost. Like, ooh, spooky. Be like, no, that's a boy that's about to go get killed.
Yikes.
And then he disappears.
Ooh,
So,
I hate that so much.
Do you remember Johnny Boy, who climbed the Eiffel Tower and died?
Oh, yeah.
So.
Deli slice.
Deli slicer. So, Tower Johnny, who fell from the Eiffel Tower in 83, is said to haunt the park from his death. So people claim to see Johnny looking at them from the tower.
Ew!
And apparently, he is to blame for electrical issues. I guess he's a little
like
jokester.
the guy at the tower in Chattanooga? No.
Yeah.
Gatlinburg,
yeah.
Yeah.
So he is to blame for electrical issues, and employees actually call, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a lot of resources. A lot of articles said this. So employees call unexplained trip sensors Johnnies.
Oh,
So
that's freaky as fuck.
And then I have another one. There is a spirit named Woody. And apparently...
Woody Fiber? What was his last name?
Woody Pride. Woody Fiber. Fiber? What the hell? Fiber. So for all those senior citizens out there, make sure you take your Woody Fiber.
Like Fiber One brownies. Delicious.
Oh yeah, it's
Woody
funny.
Fiber.
Oh, Woody Pride.
Woody Pride?
Woody Pride.
Hey, it's Pride Month!
Oh, it is. I didn't even like that.
Pride Month! Happy Pride!
Happy Pride.
This month's for you, Woody. Woody Fiber. Okay.
So Woody is a child.
Oh.
So apparently you'll hear Woody's laugh.
Ew.
I hate kid laughs. That's
Gross.
awful. Ghost kid laughs, I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
I love kids.
I don't know. Sometimes my kids' laughs freak me out.
Oh.
Well, no, I love them, but, like, if you hear... Like, Lila will laugh in the middle of the night.
Oh, hell no. I'd be like pouring holy
Or turn on a
water over
toy or something and like, oh!
Ugh, I hate
Okay.
that. So you'll hear his laugh, and then you'll hear rocks being thrown against the towers in the woods. I think that's probably why they call him Woody, because he's in the woods.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe there's another gravestone they found that said Woody on it or something like that.
Why is that so extra creepy to
I
me?
know. So he's like, I mean, he's a kid. He's throwing rocks and laughing, so.
Ew.
Okay, there's another ghost that haunts the Beast roller coaster.
Okay.
And is seen to have glowing red eyes in the woods located near the ride. It's the Beast. I don't know.
The Beast.
And then the last one, though, there is an octopus ride that is also rumored to be haunted by a park guest who died while on the ride, but there's no reports on that.
My instant thought was an octopus ghost.
He's also attached to the ride. There's also an octopus.
You have to see him floating in the sky, inking on people.
Do they ink?
You made me ink.
Isn't
Don't
this
they?
a squid?
I don't know.
We'll Google.
Google that, please.
They do. But
Okay.
guess what? So it's typically octopus and squid produce black ink.
Okay.
But the ink can also be brown, reddish, or dark blue. I didn't know they changed colors.
Ew, the red just really grosses me out.
There's apparently no harmful effect
I thought it was like...
to ink. If you get inked, there's no harmful effect
I thought
to
it could blind you, but that might have been a Jurassic Park show.
Maybe
or
if they
clip.
ink your eyes.
Because I was thinking about when the dinosaurs spit the stuff at the guy's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
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 I don't know.
But apparently it's just used as a defense mechanism. Maybe for them to get away.
Yeah. Well,
But that was my scary...
that was good.
Scary ghosts at Kings Island. Love to go.
That was good.
I actually don't really like theme parks or amusement parks. It's not my jam.
Yeah,
They're kind of dirty.
not Dollywood. Dollywood was beautiful.
I bet Dollywood is
Dollywood
probably
was
very clean.
So, like, probably the nicest one that I've ever been
Maybe
to.
Kings Island is clean too. I guess I don't know. I think
now
of all
that
the
we
people
talk
that
about it
might
more, I think
throw up. And I go,
I think I've heard about people going to Kings Island more now that I think about it. It must not be too
Yeah.
far away.
no.
Okay, hold on.
I get that weird way about fairs, though, too. Like, when you see a kid throw up on the fair and they're like, let me just take a hose. I'm like, no. Take some bleach. Let's wipe it down. Let's actually clean it.
That's fucking gross.
So.
Okay. So I am going to talk about, which a lot of people probably have heard about, but the documentary came out in 2020. So this is like a little refresher. And this was like one of the first ones I thought about because this was so wild. But Action Park in Vernon, New Jersey. Did you ever watch the documentary? Class Action Park.
Why does that sound familiar?
It was very popular in like 2020.
Right.
When the documentary came out.
And I think pandemic, everyone's...
Pandemic.
Maybe that's where it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember
it was when we were all watching... I don't know if it was like same time period as Tiger King, but it was like... It was in that year, so people were all over it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And so Class Action Park. Action Park was... considered like one of the most dangerous theme parks in the U.S. So it's in Vernon, New Jersey, and it was created by a man named Gene Mulville, and basically he was like a Wolf of Wall Street guy. Like he got rich off penny stocks. And he's a very seedy guy. Like there were even rumors that he was like affiliated with the mafia in New Jersey, and just seedy fuck. This park was open from 1978 to 1996. It was so dangerous, mostly because Gene was coming up with these rides on his own. Like, there was no actual engineer creating these rides. And I don't know why he only hired teenagers. Maybe because they're cheaper? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure,
But he also supplied them with alcohol. So they were basically, like, drunk all the time.
Well, that's probably actually pretty smart that you hired teenagers because you wouldn't have to provide them benefits or like insurance because they're still probably on their parents' insurance.
Right. So it must have just been cheap.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, poorly designed rides, a lot of booze, and we'll get into the rides and then we'll get into a couple of the deaths that happened. So let's talk about the Alpine slide first. In this documentary, there's a lot. It's a mountain coaster.
Okay.
It goes down a ski hill because it was by like a ski resort. So maybe not a full mountain, but it was a 2,700 foot long like track. So that's pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like hearing about this documentary and these stories is what made me really avoid mountain coasters in Tennessee because there's tons of them.
I can imagine.
But the big thing about this ride is that it's like rider operated. Like you have to pull the brakes. There's no brakes on the ride that like do it for you. And most of the time they wouldn't be working. So you just fucking yeet down this fucking hill and there would be like corners with big boulders. And so one guy, also let me tell you, the slide was made out of a combination of concrete, asbestos, and fiberglass.
Why?
The worst things. And like the carts were like made out of that type of material too. Like that would fucking hurt.
My fat ass. Imagine the momentum I would get.
Yeah.
I know. I would just keep going.
I'd probably be on a weight limit. There probably wasn't a weight limit, so.
They're like, oh no, you're good.
Yeah. And then there's only two directions: a brake or to go faster. And the park employee described the speed to go faster as the death awaits speed. So, but people would do it because they're fucking drunk. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into the. I don't know. I'll get into the death right now, at least for this one. People would injure themselves all the time on here, and not even just this ride, like everywhere in the park. And it was so bad that the owner had to put money into the local hospital, so there would be more ambulances to take people back and forth.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even counting like the injuries that would happen, like minor injuries.
Sure.
That didn't require a hospital visit. And it said that like there'd be 12,000 injuries a year at this park.
Wow.
So the first death at Action Park occurred on this ride, and it was the death of George Larson Jr., who was 19 years old. he plunged off the slide and hit his head on rocks. He was in a coma briefly before dying. And they said that he was a park employee at one time. Mm-hmm. And like the way that Gene got around it is by saying he was an employee that died. Like it wasn't like a customer who died. Oh. And like somehow that helped him like get around any legal action.
Really?
Yeah, somehow. But he wasn't working there at the time. That was a lie, the family said. Okay. So then there is the wave pool, otherwise known as the grave pool. Because most of this park was like a water park. Okay. I think obviously like the Alpine side and stuff like that, it wasn't all water park, but a lot of it was. They literally had to paint the bottom of this pool white so they could see bodies. It was so bad.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. And so because this was a pool and not really like a ride, there's actually even less regulation than the rides themselves. And they would have this thing fucking packed. And they would make these waves, like, I think worse than, like, a normal wave pool, which wave pools already scare me in general.
Especially, like, little kids are in there. I'm like...
Yeah, no. I always think of, like, Michigan Adventures, and I get creeped out. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, there would be so many people crammed into this. There'd be drunk teenagers as the lifeguards. And there were multiple deaths in this pool. Of course. The grave pool. So, next is the Cannonball Loop. I'll show you the picture.
Now, why?
It's a water slide. Yep.
Okay, he made that himself.
He did. He did.
I'm going to sneak my babies up.
Oh, sorry.
We're back.
We have a baby.
We have a baby.
But you guys can't see, so.
No. And if you do see him, I'll blur him out. But Callum is with us, and he's just going to...
He's going to hang out.
He's just going to eat some food.
You're just like...
So, perfect. Continue.
Okay.
The
Cannonball Loop. So he just came up with this idea. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be like you're shot right down and you go inside a giant loop completely, like a complete loop. It's fully enclosed, so it's pitch fucking black. And it's like, that's terrifying. Why would you want to do that? And so he was sending test dummies down this thing. They would continually come out dismembered. The heads would be off. Their arms would be off. It wasn't working out very well. So he paid park employees $100 to go down it. Yep. Now, one time, someone got stuck in the top of the loop. And then it kept happening, so they had to make a trap door to get people out of the top of the loop. Which also is just like, why don't you just slide down the rest of the way?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't apparent at the time, I guess.
I don't know. But people would smash their noses, smash their mouths, hit their heads on this fucking loop. But then also, a lot of people were coming out at the bottom with scratches all over them. And they're like, what is going on? There were teeth stuck in it, Emma.
Teeth? What?
Teeth stuck in the slide from people smashing their faces.
Ah!
So you could get a tooth cut. You could get cut with a tooth in the slide.
Ew.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm smiling. He thinks that's funny.
He's that funny.
He got that funny.
Yep, so there was the wave pool.
Sorry. My neighbors are mowing their lawn apparently.
We got lots of noises going.
Or we don't. Do they not know we're filming a podcast?
We're pretty famous, so.
When you look at that thing, it already looks like a death trap. Because how would you even make the loop?
I don't know. Because when you think about it, I think he thought they'd be going so fast that they would stay on the top, but you'd go poof, and then you'd go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense.
That would hurt, especially if you got a tooth in you.
Okay. So, this kind of reminds me of, one of your deaths at the park, at your park. So this...
The one I own.
So this ride was called the Kayak Experience. And it was like a serene ride. But so one week, a few drownings happened in the wave pool in 1982. someone was electrocuted to death when they fell out of their kayak. So apparently, it was like simulating like whitewater kayaking. So there was underwater submerged fans. And so this guy, he fell out of his kayak and he tried to get back in, but he accidentally touched loose wiring and it electrocuted him and he died. Yeah, and he was there with his family.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The ride immediately closed after this death.
Well.
And so then there was a ride called the Tarzan Swing, which was like one of the most popular rides, which doesn't sound like a fun fucking ride to me. You gotta hold on and like put me in like something that's moving. I ain't moving myself or holding myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's a Tarzan swing, you know? They would grab a 20-foot cable and then they would swing over a spring-fed pool of water, which at one point wasn't a pool at all. It was just cushioned. But theoretically, people were supposed to like jump when the rope reached its height, but some people held on for too long and would scrape their feet on concrete, which would be horrible. But then there was a man who died because he went into the water. Like, imagine it's a hot summer day, right? Mm-hmm. The water was spring-fed, like natural spring water, so it was freezing cold. He landed in the water, it put his body into shock, and he died. Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
And, like, people, like, there was a lot of lifeguards who had to rescue people because it would be so cold that people would go into shock and forget how to swim. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Excuse you.
I can't with you. So then I want to tell you about one more ride, and then we can...
He likes the lights.
What's going on in here? What is all this stuff? What the heck? Oh, who are you? Why are you in my mom's house? Whoa!
Like, where's
that noise coming from?
You know who you sound like?
Who? You scared him.
I'm sorry.
He was like, huh?
What was that?
You sound like... from Hocus Pocus, Mary.
Oh, my way.
Say I smell children.
Hey.
I can't do it now. No, I lost it.
I smell children.
That's
I can't do it.
But that's it. That's what that sounds like.
I can't fucking do it. So, let's talk about Motor World.
Motor World.
So, this was located across the fucking highway. Just on the other side of the highway, very cash.
Okay.
And so, this is where, like, vehicle-based rides were.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
Bumper
even
cars.
some water rides, like if they were motorized, I guess. I don't know. And air variety. There was an air ride. I didn't really talk about that. I can touch on it briefly. But this was also located very close to the alcohol area, which meant guests were frequently impaired while driving the go-karts, which could go up to 50 miles an hour. I know.
What?
This part of the park closed in 1996. But, like, so apparently they said if they would put a tennis ball in the motor or somewhere in the go-kart, they could make it go from, which they already went 20 miles an hour, which is really fucking fast for a go-kart.
Yeah.
But they could make it go 50 miles an hour. And some employees would drive the go-karts on the highway.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, teenagers, I forgot.
Yeah, and people would also bump into each other all the time.
What is
just
this
like bumper
place?
cars, but it's not. I don't know. It was the 80s. There were also battle tanks, which allowed guests to get into miniature tanks equipped with tennis ball cannons, and they just fucking like shoot at people. But if they hit another tank's sensor, this sounds kind of fun. The tank would become incapacitated and spin around for 15 seconds really fast. But this is fucked up. The documentary that I was telling you about tells the story of how one park guest dunked the tennis balls in gasoline before shooting them from the cannon lit on fire. So someone was shooting fire tennis balls. Like, literally, this place was just like a fuck around and find out. Like, they were just like, let's fucking go. So yeah, there was, like I said, the wave pool, the grave pool, the kayak death, the alpine slide death, bloody noses, missing teeth. And there was also one ride. I'll tell you about one last ride. So there was a ride where you would go down like on like a little raft kind of thing, almost like a boogie board kind of thing. And you would go into this pool that was only like a foot deep, like it was really small, because the thought was you'd be going so fast you'd skip across the water, but you'd have to be in the perfect position, and the employees never told people that. So people would land and just go face first into this concrete pool and just smash their face.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. So like I said, eventually the park did close. And this is kind of sad, but it was close to New York, and it was kind of a cheaper park to get into. So like a lot of low income families flocked here. It would have 1 million visitors.
Wow.
A year. And he also would put out flyers in Spanish because there was heavily like a big Spanish population. But he wouldn't put any signs in Spanish at the park. So like they didn't know any of the warnings or anything. So there was so much shit going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, that there's a lot more you can look up. Watch the documentary because it's so good. But that is Action Park, otherwise known as Class Action Park.
The documentary is called
Class Action Park.
Okay. And where can you watch it?
Netflix.
Okay.
Hopefully it's still on there. I don't know. It should be. I'd imagine so. It was only 2020. It's probably still on there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Interesting.
I know.
This was kind of a fun episode.
I know. I thought it was fun too. We should do zoos next.
No, they're probably all kinds of shit at zoos.
For real.
But we have an exciting episode next week.
Yeah.
We're doing garage sales.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we will see you then next week.
Yeah. This was fun. Goodbye.
What do you think, boss baby? Was it good?
He's like,
did we do a good job?
He's like, it was okay.
We'll see when he gives us a quarterly performance review.
Was it okay? Was it all right for you? Yeah.